everybody, this is Erico and I am back again on your computer screens. I hope you guys are doing fantastic because you're watching this video. Be sure to like this video. You can just like this video too. It's not gonna show up. You can click the notification bell because you can see me rant on and give my opinions. Subscribe if you want to see me talk about different topics pertaining to East Asian pop culture as well as other current events. I wanted to talk about this topic for a while and I held off on it because I didn't know a lot of information enough to make a video and have a clear opinion, but now I will. This is about two boy bands that are very popular right now in Japan, and one is Snowman, the other is Sixtones. So their reign began in 2015, where it was a new era of Johnny boy bands. If you don't know Johnny boy bands, they are idol groups. We can talk about Arashi, who is like the older classic group now. Before them it was like V6. Before that it was more and more and more. The list goes on. This is just the boy band paradise label that brought forth these boy bands that many people in Japan love. So when the longtime reigning president of Johnny & Associates passed away, there was talks about who was going to take over. Someone took over. Now it is actually owned by two people. It's like a joint thing going on. And they brought forth this group that were trainees. And they were brought forth at first together as Snowman, then they broke off and they had like a boy band battle where one side released the single, which was Snowman, and then the other side released the single, which was Sixtones. So when Sixtones came on, I was like, especially when I was seeing the teasers, because they had been around on YouTube for a while, but then like when they really came out, I was like, and then Snowman, I was like, okay. I'm not gonna lie, I was just kind of like, alright. But we can talk about Snowman first and just their personalities. And they have a YouTube channel. They also do regular videos. They talk about different things. Yeah, but they're more laid back, subdued. They have this chill personality. They can be funny, but when I was watching them, I felt that they were more relaxed, more subdued, more in the moment, but not too outlandish and crazy. Their music is closer to groups like Arashi and more of the Johnny's and Associate formula that we've seen over the years. I wouldn't say that I was wowed by Snowman, and I believe Snowman has like 9 members. And so when I was going through their music, they're definitely more of that light pop sound, but I noticed that they're trying to experiment more and give like a pop R&B rap. Also, they're bringing forth this pop rock sound too that is reminiscent of like Cartoon. So it's very interesting to see them try to dig and bring back that classic Johnny sound while also being current and in the mainstream. I wouldn't say that this is a group that I check for often, even though I do think that at first I really wasn't into them, and then they came out with some singles where I was like, I'm like, I could see it. I could see the potential. And then their dance videos, when they were doing their dance practice, and then they released dance versions for multiple music videos. One was Orange Kiss. The choreography for that, I was like, major upgrade. Because you know Johnny's groups in the past, they had choreography, but it was never anything too advanced. But with Snowman and the formations and being right on beat and it flowing and going together, and just how whoever choreographed this song did a really good job, and it shows that Snowman is definitely the stronger dancers of the two groups. And I was just floored, really. I was like, okay, I was like, I see you all like really dancing and like really bringing forth something where they're showing like this is a new era of Johnny's. This is what we're bringing to the table. Yeah, we can actually dance. Now, if we were to talk about vocals, vocals are kind of all over the place, but Johnny's is kind of like that. And I might get more into that in a second. But you could tell that there are members in Snowman that are better singers than others. And they're put to the forefront. But then it's not to the point that the other members are forgotten. They have this thing kind of like Arashi does. I'm always using Arashi as an example because I like Arashi. I'm actually a fan of theirs. Where they will have like the best singer in the middle and then they'll have the harmonies around that singer and they try to make it sound as good as possible. But I don't think that they are the strongest singers of the two. Each of the boy bands are trying out each other's styles. So at first it was like Snowman was doing the light pop thing and Sixtones are doing more of like the dark pop rock thing, and now I'm seeing like as they release more music, they're switching it. And each band is just experimenting, and I don't know how I feel about that, even though I'm still watching. However, I do see the talent and I do see the potential. The one thing with both groups as well that I saw on Japanese social media and some people that had comments on them when they first came out was that neither group was like really traditionally handsome or like a flower boy. So it was very different to see these men come out and they weren't like typically what you would see from Johnny's. I do think with Snowman that they do look plain. At the same time, let's be honest, when it comes to them like putting on makeup and doing music videos, they all look pretty good. But like if we're talking about unfiltered, just seeing them on camera, like just in everyday life, yeah, they do look more plain than anything else. And compared to some of the older groups where like they made sure, you know, the face was everything. This time around, it's different. So I thought that was really interesting. Sixtones. Should I go right into Sixtones? Or should I also say my other thought? My other thought is that idols in Japan, a lot of it is more on the image than the talent. Now you will have idols that really can sing, like Ono from Arashi, who's the leader. He dances, he's actually a really good singer. But then you'll have a lot of idols who, they're not really that good at singing, but the way that they look gets females' attention. So that's what they look for most of all, because it's all about an image and catering a fantasy. So you have to keep that in mind when you are looking at a lot of idols in Japan as well. Sixtones, going back to them. This group came out and they brought something so different to the table. Their first single, Imitation Rain, took Japan by storm. We're talking on the charts for over 100 weeks. Over 1 million copies sold of a single alone. The last debut Johnny group that did that was Cartoon. So that was a big deal. And when I first heard the song, I was like, okay. I'm like, this is different. And I do believe it had to do with the people who helped produce it, who were behind the scenes to really create something different. And this song is just a blend of dark rock elements with techno pop, and then it's a ballad. So, you know, it was like, okay, and then it actually shows that all of them can sing. So Sixtones right off the bat is definitely the better vocalist. It just showed that right out the gate. I was watching some of their videos and their vlogs. They have very fun personalities. Personalities where I actually was sitting and watching them and I was laughing. I was like, okay, I like them. They're like real outgoing. They don't care about really how they look. They're just jokesters. As far as looks are concerned, it is the same thing. I think the member that stuck out to me the most was Shintaro. I believe that's his name. Like, just without makeup, just being there unfiltered, he was like the one that stuck out to me as far as looks. I was like, okay, he's good looking. I mean, nice smile. He just is in his natural element, and he looks good. I think that overall, he's just naturally handsome. Sixtones has done a lot of songs for anime, and this is like true Johnny fashion, because in the past too, there were a lot of groups that had done songs for anime, like Inuyasha. So, you know, they just keep it on the tradition. Their music and their albums, I do wish that they would stick to the kind of dark pop rock style that they came out with. They're moving all over the place with their style. They're doing like R&B, rap style. They're doing like a kind of Genki happy pop. They're doing ballads. They're not really trying to conform too much to the Johnny style. However, it definitely gives off vibes that they're still an idol group. Dancing wise, they're not the strongest dancers. I will tell you that. I was looking at some of their dance practices, and I was like, I mean, they're not the best dancers. They actually choreographed New Era, which is a song that was used for an anime. I believe it's the Inuyasha spinoff. That song would be hard to choreograph, but they somehow did it. I don't know how. I mean, you know, it's like, okay, I see it. They didn't go for the actual route of just having like a band and them just with a microphone, so that's cool. But I do think overall that I'm still leaning more toward Sixtones, even though with the albums, I can't say that I really like everything that comes out on all of their albums and singles. It's a hit and miss for me. I am more of a fan of Sixtones. I do think, looking at everything spread out on the table, that Sixtones definitely wins this battle. So that's really how I feel. I feel like the winner of this is Sixtones. And I think sales-wise, Sixtones also won this. So you guys, how do you feel? Are you a fan of these two groups? Tell me why below. Which is your favorite member? What is your favorite song? For me, for Snowman, I think it is Orange Kiss. For Sixtones, it's between Imitation Rain and New Era. So you guys, thank you for watching. This is a lot to think about. Follow me on social media, mostly my Instagram, also have a blog on East Asian Pop Culture. The link is always down in the description box below. And remember, be real, stay real, live in the real, and I will always be back. Thank you guys for watching. Love you guys.